to be living with Ron. Man, back at you, Suits and Sneakers, episode 4. I got the fam with me. I got the destined legend, comedian extraordinaire, Leon Rogers to my right.
Bong.
What's good, baby?
What's happening?
To my left, we got superstar, most improved player in the NBA, Bobby Simmons.
Shout out to Mega Shot 5 Fraternity Incorporated.
Oh, that was cute.
Bobby?
Yeah, that was cute. And myself, the host, Courtney Jones, real estate activist, co-owner, Chicago Owns Realty Group. Let's kind of dive into what's going on.
Hey, can we address something before? I don't know if Bobby can speak to this, but I can speak to this. It seemed like every time we come on the show, starting from week 1, it was, yeah, Bobby, Leon, and it was like, and I'm Courtney Jones, woo. Week 2, Courtney Jones, you added some more shit to your name. Now, you here week 4, you rattled off about 4 or 5 different things, and now shit got shorter. Like,
actually,
I just want to know what's going on.
It's the reverse.
I said more.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it ain't about what he said. It's about how you introed him. He was like, Bobby Simmons, most improved, ha. And then Bobby was like, yeah, shout out to Mega. He's like, Leon Rogers, comedian.
I've always said.
Courtney Jones, district real-born realtor, president of this and overall rich motherfucker. This is the podcast that I created. That's not the
consensus of the show. That's not the consensus.
Bobby ain't said nothing yet.
I was waiting.
I see.
So you're saying you're in agreement?
No, I said I was waiting.
No, we from Chicago. He in cahoots. He in cahoots.
So now that Leon finished picking on me as the one in the middle, I'm going to just simply dive into, we got this COVID-19 resurfacing in terms of spiking up around the country. We know that the data has shown Texas, Florida, Georgia, and Arizona were the states that opened first. Governor Cuomo talked about in New York how, he didn't want to get into playing politics around opening up the state of New York based on business needing to thrive and folks getting back to work. What's your thoughts around seeing this tremendous spike around the country?
Well, when I look at it, and of course being on the radio every day, we talk about it, we get numbers from the CDC. Was Texas and Florida really even ever closed? If you go back and look when it first hit, Florida, beaches stayed open, people complained. Texas and Florida to me never really closed. Now I can't speak for Arizona, but in my eyes, watching the news, Texas and Florida never really closed like everybody else did. And of course, it's a thing about isolation. One, you don't have a vaccine. You don't have anything to kind of keep it under control. Isolation is the only way to keep it under control. And even with that, you could come out from under isolation, get it again, and be asymptomatic and still be spreading it. So until they get a vaccine, I think we're going to see these numbers rise. Even here in Chicago, if we get to a level where we're at stage 6, stage 7, you're going to see the numbers shoot back up here. And Lori Lightfoot is going to say, I told you so. I told y'all to chill and wait, but y'all didn't want to do it.
I'm just waiting for her to give me some more commercials.
Get you out front of the message.
Yeah,
because you care.
Them PSAs was hilarious.
Hilarious.
But I don't think
stay home.
Yeah, I never saw Texas and Florida close, so I can't really speak to them. And Georgia, I think they came back too fast. And when they did, they opened up the floodgates. I remember T.I. and all them talking, and Jermaine Dupri, like, defending Atlanta. Like, but it is what it is. Atlanta is a black Mecca. We go down there to kick it.
Hey, when I saw him open, I said, I wanted to go.
Yeah,
I saw on Instagram. I said, look, man.
You was ready to get on the first thing smoking?
Yeah, because I was tired of being in the house, too. But
yeah,
at the end of the day, I was just hoping that, like, a lot of family that I knew was there. Hopefully, they weren't going to be in the midst of everything to get sick. But it looked like a lot of fun. I can tell you that much. Listen.
Nah, I mean, what's crazy about all this, there's a lot of factors involved. So the states opened. They wanted to try to work towards saving the economies of their state. Folks needed to get back to work. You had small business owners being squished out who had successful businesses. It wasn't even like your business failed, and all of a sudden, you're looking at bankruptcy, right? So do we think folks flying, like Bobby talked about, flying from around the country to those specific states just because they were open, how significant of a piece does that play in the exploding of the numbers?
I think personally it plays a big role. You know, I got everybody from other cities. It was just like the situation that we had in the Midwest. Illinois was on lockdown, but Iowa, Indiana, certain other states was like, well,
Wisconsin.
we ain't locking down
Wisconsin.
because we don't have that many cases. Like, especially in Iowa, they was like, well, we don't have that many cases, so why should we lock down? But yeah, all it takes is for somebody from Iowa to come kick it in Chicago, catch some, and then come back. Now it starts
on the
multiplying
races.
quick like that. So I just think at the end of the day, people gotta learn how to sit their ass still. And I don't know about nobody else, but your crib should be the most comfortable place that you go to. You know what I'm saying? It should be your fortress of solitude. So I can't understand why people just didn't like. I've been cool at the crib with Netflix and all of this. You can't watch all the movies. You cannot watch all the porn on the internet. I tried one day. I tried. I'm
Is
talking
it
about
too
ran
much?
out of lotion and everything. I overloaded. I blacked out. Mama FaceTimed me. My thumb was on the screen. She saw all that. I blacked out.
Man,
You
it's
can't,
terrible.
you can't find all of the porn on the internet. There's categories. I didn't even get the Japanese. I made it to J.
So with that, we already saw
I'm
that
saying.
Texas already started closing the bars.
Mm-hmm.
So now, what do we think? Is quarantine a viable option for those states that are experiencing explosion? Do we need to have those states close
Yeah,
back
but
down?
that's what Leon just said. They never closed.
Never.
So if they never closed, then they never experienced the quarantine rule. Like, you know what I mean? Stay home. They probably said it, but like even the lady with the beauty shop, she said, shit, I'm not closing. She
Yeah.
stayed open. She went to jail. Like,
Yeah.
are you serious? You
Or
going to jail to stay open?
if they did quarantine, Bobby and Courtney, they didn't do it to the level that the other cities did.
Did,
Like we
correct.
were locked down. You know what I'm saying? And everything went down in Illinois, even the gun violence. You know what I'm saying? Everybody look at it like we turned everybody loose. And what I'm saying is this: the businesses that need to be open, I get it. You know what I'm saying?
That's a big deal.
Small business owners, I get it. But even still, you needed to go by the guidelines. You know what I'm saying? People so quick to open their patios and all that stuff. If you're a small business and you was doing takeout delivery for food and stuff, I get it. But if you weren't essential, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if the government had stuff where small business owners could borrow to stay afloat for this.
There are definitely programs that are out,
You
to
know, and I don't
assist.
know how effective they were.
But at some point, we do have to get back to some level of normalcy of whatever the new normal is. So wearing the PPE and different things like that, I think is not really the issue. It appears as if in states and cities that were open, folks kind of, and you saw in some videos, it may not be completely accurate. Folks were kind of in close quarters, no masks. So I think there was a certain level of, oh, this corona is really not that corona, right? It's not that severe, it's not that serious. And I think from what we're seeing is the exact opposite. But with Illinois, for example, Chicago going into phase 4 this past Friday, are we saying, based on what we've seen, that Chicago is on, like, do we see a precursor for Chicago to start the spike?
I would say depending on the activities. You know, you have family gatherings. We understand if everybody in your family been quarantined and now you guys get together, that's different. But it's more so a backyard parties and things like that. Like, I'm a small business owner, so I understand. So we have people wear masks. I try to have hand sanitizer and just have people washing hands, staff, and just to make sure that we're not passing it along if anybody. So we checking temperatures as well. So we just want to make sure everybody's safe when they come to the establishment. But when they leave here, it's something that we really can't control.
But how many owners are taking the same precautions as you?
I don't know.
You're somebody that I know that I'm comfortable and cool with sitting there because, okay, they taking temperature at the door. Servers got on gloves, you know, all that. I've rolled up to several places, man,
It's wide open.
wide open. And it's like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I got to go. I can't, like, I
You don't
don't
feel
want to
comfortable.
get sick. And I hate to say this, but we as a people, I just feel black people don't believe fat meat is greasy. I think they think it's just like the flu. You get a little sick. What's going to have to happen, somebody going to have to catch that shit and start coughing up blood in front of somebody and turn into something. For us to really just stop, because I still don't think a lot of people take it seriously. I really don't.
Well, I
man.
think, but I think what you're saying is heavy, but I don't think it's a black thing. I think from what I've
Everybody,
observed
but I'm just saying,
in Indiana,
I can only
what
talk
I've
about, but I can only
observed in
talk about
Wisconsin.
my people that I'm around. I don't hang
and
around
I get
them.
that. Yeah, but
And I like hanging around us. And when I see from us, oh man, you tripping, bro. What you doing or not? It's gonna take for somebody eyeballs to come out their
turn
head.
into a zombie?
For them to realize, like, yo, this shit is crazy.
So now, with that said, we're gonna go another step forward. What about the fact that the United States leads the world in COVID-19 cases? What is the United States doing wrong?
Not
If
listening.
that's a
They're
good
not-
word, I
they're-
can
They're
use.
not listening.
They're not lit. We
They're
just
not
that's we just talked about that.
Not
They
listening.
not
So United
listening.
States is basically just a wild cowboy.
Oh yeah.
Arrogant as fuck. We untouched. Yo, as a state, listen. As a state, the mindset of the country sometimes emulates the leader. And if you look at our leader right now, he's a pompous.
Yeah, he
Arrogant
definitely
asshole.
feel like he knows best.
And don't get me wrong, sometimes as Americans, we look at other countries like, who the fuck are you? And that's just honest. So I think the arrogance of America, we'll figure it out. We're the strongest nation in the land. We got this covered. Meanwhile, Italy has almost went back into
Yeah.
aggression, of locking down
They
again.
definitely trying to
China.
get it back right.
China areas
UK.
locking down again. UK, they like, hey, this shit is real. We y'all know what the fuck y'all doing, okay? We know what we doing over here.
Listen.
Disney World is gonna be open. Nah,
But then, like you said, like even with the players in the NBA, like they said we're gonna go to Disney World in Orlando, and I'm like, with the numbers spiking, I don't think we're gonna be traveling to Florida no time soon.
Man,
But the guys want to play. They got to get paid, and support
they
their
got
families.
pieces in Orlando that want to see them. We talked
You
about
go
it.
quarantine, you get your
Come
temperature
on.
checked and
Yeah,
everything.
get your temperature checked 2 ways. Forehead,
and forehead. So
thermometer to the
when
mouth.
you talk about United States and arrogance and a reflection of leadership, what are you guys' thoughts around the European Union blocking all travel to and from the United States? Now, we were talking about building a wall to block folks out. We talked about blocking folks from traveling to the United States, and now somebody's blocking us from coming in.
I'm getting dual citizenship.
You got to let us know where, please. Where we going to Bali?
I feel I don't have a problem with that. I feel like if I'm from the UK and I own a residence over there and I'm over here handling business, I should be allowed to go back home. But if I'm just going over there to fucking kick it, no. I'm okay with that. And I'm okay with America saying, hey man, I love my great grandmama that lives in Ghana, but she can't come over here till this
Not
shit
right
is
now.
over.
You got
Not
a
right
Zoom call.
now.
You got
Yeah.
a Zoom call.
Now, you got Zoom. I don't have a problem with it. But we as Americans, we look at shit different. They're infringing on my rights to travel. I can travel whenever I want to. I'm successful. Who are you to tell me to stay here? But when you affect the overall outcome of a nation with your dumbassness just because you want to go to Turks and Caicos for the weekend.
Yeah, you just want to get it in.
Fuck out of here.
You need a
But then you
change
come back.
of scenery.
But then you come back and tongue kiss 4 people. Now everybody got the COVID.
Well, with the whole Turks and
Just
Caicos
saying.
piece, right?
Yeah.
What makes this a big deal is we're accustomed with the arrogance of being an American, telling folks that you can't come here.
Right.
Now to be in a situation where
You
you
can't go
have
nowhere.
somebody telling you
How dare you?
you can't come here,
What?
that's a blow to the ego. Because now, just maybe, you not the hottest thing out.
Of course. Well, the COVID is the hottest shit out.
Well, no, I don't think that takes away. I don't think them saying we can't travel over there takes away from us. I think what it says is we care about our nation and what's going to happen to our people over here more than we do getting your little bullshit dollars when you come over here and spend it.
That's big.
We will survive, but we got to live. You ain't going to have nowhere to goddamn come to if we all walking around here like a Z nation. Like real talk. Like, look at all the stuff when they said that COVID started in China, Wuhan, China, right? Look at all the flack and drama. And I thought it was so bullshit that people of Chinese and and Asian descent caught over here in the States. You know what I'm saying? Being ridiculed, you're the reason for the virus. That's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? They like, we
With
not
the
gonna have that
secondary
happen.
food market.
Yeah, we're not gonna have that happen no more. We're gonna do the best of our ability to eliminate the problem over here. But guess what? While we doing that, we circling the wagons. Y'all can't come over here with y'all bullshit. And I have no problem with that. None whatsoever.
Nah, I totally agree. But with you use the word, and y'all know how weird I am when I hit certain words. You said drama.
Yeah.
There's a lot of drama floating around. Now that we get to see the stimulus package get passed, they talking about another one. Money's floating all around. You've seen 2 folks get arrested for fraud, for filling out all types of bogus information to get all types of dollars. I still haven't seen a formal pitch and an ask with an approval around us getting some form of reparations. Folks wouldn't be so hard pressed to be filling out for unemployment and all of these other programs if we got, in my opinion, what Rob was talking about in terms of getting folks a considerable amount of money per household.
You talking about Bob Johnson?
Yes.
Yeah, nobody got behind him. That's what the fuck I mean.
So my question to us is, do we need to stand on reparations right now? This is the time. And if so, what's the ask? What are we saying we want to see for our brethren and ourselves?
I think that's tough because if you think about it, if one specific thing, there's so much that we can ask for. And I feel like a lot of people need knowledge because it's a lot of things that has transpired over time. A lot of people not educated about. So when it comes to that ask is going to be tough because now we have to get everybody on the same page.
That's the biggest problem. Getting us all, like, even to get behind the man where he said everybody should get $350,000. Like, let's all get behind him on that.
Individually.
But even that, if you don't want to give us that, America, listen, if y'all don't want to give us that, like, we don't want to give y'all that money, just tell me my babies and my babies' babies can all go to college
For free.
Any college that they get into,
I'm with that.
give them the
For free.
Bernie Sanders Act. They can go to school free. And then, throw of us that's direct descendants from slaves, give us a plot of land. I don't care where you give it to me at, Montana, whatever. Just give me something that I can build something on. And I don't want your money. Keep your money because it ain't going to be worth shit in a couple of years anyway. That's why you're trying to create this digital currency. So money going to be flying out in the street. You'll be able to wipe your ass with a dollar bill pretty soon. It won't be a federal offense to burn them. You can keep yourself warm with it. So give me college. Give me college. Free college. I don't care where if I get accepted to Princeton, it's on y'all. I take that.
I got you. But when you look at it from a ask standpoint, I do think from what both of you have shared, we need to put our foot down on the gas pedal. We need to look at where we are today and say to ourselves, whatever we're going to get, we got to get it while the getting is good. I mean, right now, you have to be somewhat optimistic being a black man or a black woman in the current climate where Aunt Your Mama's no longer what's going on. Us in the real estate, you're hearing the conversation around master bedroom, master suite being changed to things like main bedroom, primary bedroom. You're seeing the monuments, the Confederate flag being not allowed at NASCAR. So whatever black people are due, which we know black people are due a laundry list of things based on racism and injustice and white supremacy. But I do think we need to formulate an ask. I think we need to get behind it and push like hell. Because I understand the thoughts of money, maybe not over time having the same value, but $350,000 per person in the black community, that would be a good place to start. And I think the education component would be next in line to help people manage their money.
And make you dangerous, though.
Oh yeah, I mean we saw that with the Black Panthers.
Make you real dangerous. To bring some levity, you was talking about Aunt Jemima. I have this question. I'm sorry, but I can't let this go by. if
About to
Aunt
say
Jemima
something
was
crazy.
like bad, like she was young and curved up, she was thick and brown like the syrup, would we be fighting to get her off the box? She was thick like pancake.
Miss
mix.
Butterworth with
Or like
Miss Butterworth.
if Uncle Ben's had on some sweatpants, the ladies saw his print, they be like, "Oh, that ain't no rice right there. That's long grain, wild rice." Would you? Would we be?
They put him on
really
that like
fight?
this?
Yeah, he said he leaning.
So
So
you're
must
saying-
got that stirrer leaning right there.
Uncle Ben
Yeah.
reinvented.
Yeah, Uncle Ben's reinvented. Like, don't take him away. Just show the good side of it. Like, dang, look at Uncle Ben's. You know Uncle Ben? No Ben's and Uncle Ben's. And then Aunt Jemima, they just show her, she got the syrup. She pouring it, but she thick and brown and pretty. Will we be hollering to get off the box?
I think we would,
Pancake batter thick.
only because of the name. I think it's the name that kind of sticks out.
Jemima.
Yeah, I think it's Aunt Jemima.
We'll just call her Auntie. Auntie pancake mix.
I think that's a different ballgame.
She thick.
Yeah, I think the Aunt Jemima
He
and
just sitting
Uncle
there
Ben.
holding.
Yeah, I think the
Sitting there
Uncle Ben.
holding.
I think the
Uncle
Uncle
Ben.
Ben piece would be.
Unc B.
It would be kind of crazy.
B.
Last question.
Long
that
grain
I
wild
wanna ask
rice.
in regards to reparations.
Okay.
You mentioned giving land.
Mm.
As we all know in history, one of the things I loved about one of Martin Luther King's speeches, and he's given so many that are profound. One he gave where he talked about the FHA giving plots of land to immigrants in the Midwest and the West, right? They talked about how land grant colleges were formed to help them. Low interest rate loans were given to help them mechanize the farms and to develop the land. Do we think as part of reparations, whatever dollar amount is a form of reparations, that land as part of that package should be separate to give descendants of slaves a home or a place to start from?
That's tough.
Yeah,
So like
that's
saying
deep.
now
Yeah.
I get the money, but my kids get the land. Kind of
Or
like
basically look at it like it's a two-pronged effort. The first piece is determining the dollar amount that's due folks who have suffered through systematic racism, right? The 40 acres and a mule that 40 folks never got.
Right.
There's a reason I believe the 40 acres and a mule would be way more valuable than just the dollar amount. Because land gives you ownership, it gives you stability for the family, right? It gives you appreciation and a means to sustain you and your family. The money piece to me is like going to court. It's punitive. It's one of them where, hey, you're going to be on driving probation for X amount of months and you're going to pay a court fine. That fine to me is the reparations money that's separate of the land that's given to you as part of the people have built America, right? Because when you're walking around, I show, my sons and my daughter that this is the world that your ancestors built.
Huh?
You have a claim to this. In history, in terms of American history that gets taught in school, it doesn't really speak to the Black person's value add into society.
Not at all.
in a perfect world, that sounds great. But I think if they do concede and give us anything, they're gonna make us choose. I don't
Money
think they're
or
gonna
land?
give us both. They're gonna be like money or
One-
land. We're not
be
giving you
one or
both.
the other.
One or the other. We're not gonna give you both. And me personally, if it came down to money or land, I'd take the land because I'd rather own something. But see, then again, with that I look at it as if they don't give me the money and the education, how I'm gonna know
No,
how to
I
keep it.
What about
Right.
what the Indians got?
I take
I'll
that.
take that.
I think that's pretty
You
good.
don't want niggas
You,
having no
you
casinos,
live
though.
on the reservation 2 to 3 weeks out the year. You get $1,500 to $1,600 for 2 kids a month for the rest of your life.
casinos would be terrible, bro.
And then we get casinos and gaming
Oh
institutions
no, that's where we gonna mess
That's why
up.
we go.
where we
That's
don't
where
pay
we gonna
taxes.
fuck up.
Oh, you don't pay no taxes either?
You don't
no,
pay no
you gonna
taxes.
fuck up.
Hey, so listen.
Spades is not a gambling game. Where's the spades table? Oh, $100 spades table.
We gonna
Beer
have, we
whiz
gonna have
table.
yeah, we
nah,
gonna have
they
all
gonna
that.
change the game.
We gonna have racetrack. We gonna have all that. And folks, I mean, think about that a second though. As
Yeah.
wild as it
We
sounds,
fighting horses. Like they, who have
Who have
horse
horses?
fights? Well, we can't do dogs. That's illegal.
Yeah, ain't
but
no
we can do horse fights. No, we can't, bro. We can't fight no animals. What's
We
wrong
get
with
the
you?
little Southside Cowboy guy to come out there.
Oh,
bad
my
at-
God.
Hey, let him run the horse.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, I think it's something to think about because we do need, as part of that ask, some form of a package, if you will, a stimulus package that addresses the injustice of the old and a way to make people benefit going forward. So, a revenue generating tool like a casino.
Live tonight at Harold's Casino. Try our 6-piece wing deal going on right next to the blackjack tables. Don't forget later on the night, the $50,000 Steppers contest. We've got steppers from all over the world, China, everything. Don't miss the great show. Don't miss the great show.
I'm in. I think
said
that
we're
could
at
work.
Harold's
I think that could work.
Casino.
Harold's Casino. Did he say Harrah's? No, Harold's.
Harold's.
He's gonna have a little chicken dude on there and everything, but he's gonna be pulling a slot machine. Ding, ding, ding. You can't give us no casinos, bro.
Gus Casino. Like, I think it could work.
A performance by George Daniels. Come check the George Daniels James Brown tribute show right here at Harold's Casino.
Hey, I mean, sometimes you gotta
Chicken
run.
wings and dings. Ding, 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 ding.
Hey, sometimes you gotta run for the money. Now,
I'm sorry, but it'll be closed in 2 weeks.
no,
You can't give us no casino. I'm cool with everything else.
Hey, then they're gonna feel like they own something.
Yeah,
Man, hey,
what?
Hey,
It's the
Hey,
People's
go say-
Casino.
Who gonna run this?
Hey,
You
yeah.
got this casino. Yeah, this here my
This-
thing right here. We got the bid whiz tables over there.
he got
Miss Connie running the dice over there. It's not even a
Dominoes.
real
Don't
dice.
leave dominoes out. You gotta have
And then
dominoes.
we got, oh my God, I forgot to tell y'all. The professional Uno tournament is in town.
You gotta have Uno stacks.
$1.2 million on the
Colors.
line.
draw two.
Monopoly.
Oh shit! Did you hear about Thomas? He won $200,000 in Tonk.
Yeah, you got.
All at Harold's Casino. Wings, rings, and dings. Ding, 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 ding.
You gotta have it. But no, hold on. In the spirit of money,
Oh my god.
in the spirit of money,
Fuck out of here.
did anybody see that Cam Newton got signed to the Patriots?
Oh yeah.
Talk to me. Cam Newton, tell me
Bobby.
your thoughts. Tell me your thoughts about Cam as you see Cam through your lens. And then now hearing he's now slotted to step into what Brady made magical to now take over.
No, change that. Don't get the
No,
Patriots credit.
no.
He's ready to step in and compete to try to do what Brady did. Oh, he's not given the starting job. Belichick's already said he's got to compete with Stidham for the job because Stidham knows the offense. I'm just
So,
saying, but I'm gonna let Bobby
So
go.
not
well,
only
come-
that,
come
just
through
think-
there,
just think about it.
Come
So
through
now-
there.
so
Let the
now,
sports guy go
just,
with that.
just think about it. Cam, who says that he's probably at the end of the rope for his career? Possibly, depending on the injuries
Yeah.
and things like that. So now, as a veteran ball player, you got to think about, okay, Tom Brady wasn't getting hit. So now I have
Facts.
a longevity of my career
Facts.
that I can probably play a few more years than I anticipated due to if I got to run this ball like I normally do. You're going to take a beating. So when you look at that now, that organization, they pretty much look like they really take care of their players. So from Charlotte to New Orleans, now he gives them an opportunity to rebrand himself as an athlete, to probably have a different perspective of some of the things that he want to do.
He's 31 years old.
What's
Right.
the what's
He's 31 years.
okay.
Well, Drew Brees and them playing, they 40. Tom Brady 40. When he was playing at Carolina, he was their offense until they just got McCaffrey.
That's
they
what
just
I'm saying.
He was their offense, so he ran a lot, had a hell of a season. But fuck all that. He is a former league MVP.
I get it.
And had a
that.
hell of a year. The team went 15-1. They went to the Super Bowl. They got beat by Denver, who had a hellacious defense, but he outplayed Peyton Manning in that game, even though he didn't have a good game. He got beat up that game because of the offense they put him in, Ron Rivera. Going here to the New England Patriots. First of all, I tip my cap to the Patriots because they know how to run an organization. They get rid of
Hands
you.
down.
They get rid of you before you get bad on them. Same thing Belichick was trying to do to Brady, but Brady went and cried to the owner and got a couple of extra years.
Yeah, he
Because
went around
Garoppolo supposed to be the man out there right now. So now with the Cam Newton thing, the only reason I'm pissed is Cam was kind of caught in a bad space, right? Coming off an injury.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's better than half these bums is getting these contracts right now.
I would agree with that.
So was Colin Kaepernick, but that's a whole nother reason I ain't in the league. I think New England, a $7.5 million 1 year incentive laden deal is bullshit for a former MVP.
So my thing is,
For a former MVP,
he should blame his motherfucking agents for insisting on he signed that deal.
But he wants to play too, dude. I think Cam signed it because he wants to play.
Exactly, and he want to prove himself. That's the same thing I was saying about him just rebranding himself as a player. So you play this 1 year out. Now you can go somewhere else where you really want to go.
Yeah,
and now get a better deal.
Like you said, I just hope New England use him right. I hope they don't make him run the ball. I hope he's allowed to show his arm as a quarterback. But let's be real, like Cam's not a 3-step drop quarterback, and that's all New England offense is predicated on. Get the ball out quick. Cam is 5-7 steps. Push the ball down the field from what I've seen. And if it's not there, I'm gone. Or power right runs, power left runs. But, and then let's see how he handles Belichick coaching. Because, he's a bit of a diva. We've watched Cam, he's easily offended and his feelings hurt. And Bill Belichick don't give a fuck. He yelled at Tom Brady.
But see, I'm going to chime in here because I love what you guys are sharing. I'm a personal fan of the individual in sports.
Okay.
I think over the years, as being a diehard, growing up in New York, diehard New York sports guy, period.
Sorry to hear that.
Even in our worst years, I'm still a big fan of the team. Nobody's bigger than the team. I think I fell a victim to this whole indoctrination of you should do what's best for the team at the professional level, right? Even now at the collegiate level. I think all that's bullshit. I really believe professional sports is no different than anybody else who has a banker job, than you work at the CTA in Chicago or the MTA in New York, right? I really believe you're getting paid to do something, whether you feel good, whether you have family issues. You can't just decide, like LeBron James can't say, you know what, I need to take a month off, right? I'm mentally exhausted and I have the vacation days to do it.
Correct.
So when Bobby talked about Brady and Breeze, and you said Breeze, playing to be 40. I really believe if more of our superstar athletes thought about long range, being in the right situation where I could play longer, that would allow me to make more money.
Yeah, but think about it. A lot of those guys they can't make that call.
Well,
when it comes to where they're gonna go or where they fit, but sometimes
they're buying a bunch of bullshit.
Exactly.
And they got to pay for it.
Yeah, but even that, guys, you don't really
I got
think
to
there's
pay for this $5 million mansion.
You do, and I'm not disputing the cost, but I'm just saying at the end of the day, a lot of people have issues with what it means to be the franchise guy, right? And what does it mean to be, like, say, receive some type of loyalty from the team? So I guess where I am, and I want you to put me in my place, but if you look at the franchises in football, in my opinion, football is the most cutthroat when it comes to players.
Absolutely.
Right? You could be 1 minute away from, getting your bonus money at 11:59.
Get them out of here.
And you get released, right?
Just so they don't have to pay that, right?
Nobody rips the team, the franchise, for you taking less money, i.e. Dwayne Wade, and others that we've seen in different sports, that when it's time for you to check your bag, the team decided that it was in the best interest of the team to let you go, when the team asked you to do also what was in the best interest of the team. Then the fans, I included in the beginning, was so duped into believing a person was a bad person who went for their money, right? A person was a bad guy. So if you were Carmelo Anthony and you took the max with the Knicks, you were a villain because you didn't free up money or you didn't less cap space for the team. But we seen coaches like Antony sit a player out of spite because they wanted to go in a different direction. So what are we going to be? Are we going to be the guys that say it's okay for teams to use and abuse a player to get the best out of them, pay them the least that they could get away with paying them? Or do we look at this from a loyalty standpoint and say, if that was my son, if that was my dad, or if that was my brother or uncle, what would I want to see for them? Would I want them to play longer, to make more, and have more family wealth? Like, what is it going to be? Because, I mean, we can't continue to be slaves on the plantation.
Yeah, but ain't no loyalty in this shit. I'm just gonna keep it 100.
No.
I'm just gonna keep it 100 because now the thing is, and I can speak from experience, is that one, when I went to Milwaukee, signed them. It wasn't a max deal, but I signed a nice deal.
We saw the numbers. We saw the numbers.
So, but then again, like after the first season, we made the playoffs, and then the second season, going into the season, I ended up having to have foot surgery. So now, if we're going to speak on loyalty, I'm the same guy that was averaging 17, 18 points before I came here. And now it's the fact that you try to recruit over guys, anticipating that he's not going to be the same. So now when we talk about Cam Newton coming off an injury, now it's almost as if he has to reprove himself to be the athlete he was.
Well, but let me ask you a question. Did Peyton Manning have to reprove himself?
No, but
and he was a former MVP with a
I don't
neck
believe he did.
injury. I'm just saying, is it because Cam Newton is a African American black
I
quarterback? And I
definitely
hate
say
to bring that up.
It's true.
But that
Black
is the
players,
reason why.
Jameis Winston.
Just
Black
say-
players.
That's the reason why. That is the reason why.
Okay. Because I'm like, Peyton Manning went to Denver
Black
and
players
couldn't
don't
turn
most
his
definitely-
fucking head around and look over his shoulder. And they's like, don't worry about it. You're Peyton Manning. You got MVPs. You know what I'm saying? You've got a Super Bowl against the Bears. I was a little upset about that.
And that wasn't really a game.
So now that
Right.
just think about it. How many black athletes won the Heisman Trophy and don't get the same respect as being a professional NFL player once they get drafted?
Oh, no. They love to convert the black quarterback Heisman
That's
Trophy
why I'm
candidate to the running back or
glad-
receiver.
But that's why I'm
But
so
that-
glad Lamar Jackson said, I'm not converting shit. And Ozzie Newsome took a chance on him and said, look, hey, create an offense that fits his skill set and watch what happens. Boom, MVP. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, okay, with that being said, everything that you just said and what Bobby spoke in, then why does, and I'm not banging on the table sound, guys. Then why in the fuck does everybody hate LeBron James so much for the decision? Because you know it's a 10-year anniversary, right? Why? He did what basically, hey, y'all ain't loyal to me. I stayed here how many years trying to make it work? It ain't working. I found a new boo. I'll be back though. I'll come back. So why does everybody hate? Why does everybody hate the Floyd Mayweathers of the world? Who pick and choose? They be like, oh, he pick and choose who he want to fight. Well, that's how the fuck it's supposed to be. Yeah, if I don't feel like going hard on this one and I want to make $100 million doing it, let me go ahead and beat Conor McGregor ass.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? I'm the champ. I'm the champ. All this rah-rah shit about, no, you get in the ring. I ain't getting in the ring. Shit. $100 million to whoop this tomato can? Sign me up.
Well, you know what?
You ain't gotta respect me. Respect that legit
Honestly,
though.
now we talking something that's in my lane.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
when we get into the hustle and trying to grind
the
and
bag.
make that bag,
Gotta do it.
I ask people all the time when they want to compare the Jordan and LeBrons and the Kobe's, like the best of all the sports, right? I always ask, if you worked at the post office, right, and you were a sorter,
Yeah.
and you had an opportunity, because there's two of y'all that work as sorters at your location. If you had the opportunity to go down the street to another post office where there's 10 sorters doing what y'all do, the two of y'all, and they're going to pay you more. There's air conditioning there where you at, there's a fan.
Better lunchroom.
Right? So now you got 10 people doing what you do now. So
Right.
now you're going to finish fast and have more downtime. Are you a creep? Are you a lazy? Or you don't have no guts?
Right.
Like you ain't giving it y'all? Like when people
Right.
say, back in the days, the league was tougher. Miss me with tougher.
We get
Half
it.
of them back then would love to make what they make now and not have to get killed on the court
I like to
and
make
be
what the
able to play
motherfuckers
another
make right
10
now.
years. Exactly. Play
I would
another
love it.
10-piece spicy with more money, and you can't beat me up the way you used to because of the flagrant foul.
But Courtney, how about, let's look at it. In most people's opinion, the greatest player to play the game. Look how he got treated at home. And don't get me wrong, when Mike left and went to Washington, I was like, good for him. Get your bag. Now, when he came and played Chicago, did I cheer against my Bulls for the Washington Bullets? Fuck no. I still like. I
I'm
want
gonna
Chicago.
get you one of my Wizards jerseys.
Yeah, I want
and
Chicago.
you
I want Chicago to beat y'all. I love Bobby. If they come play Chicago, I want Chicago to beat them. So when I see him, I'm like,
I
yeah.
can't wait to
You know
talk.
what I'm saying?
He
Yeah.
gonna be talking so much
like,
shit.
but at the end of the day, I didn't have a problem with Jordan securing his bag. I don't have a problem with LeBron securing his bag. I don't have a
Zero.
problem with these young players say, listen, I don't have a problem with the players coming out of college in football. If y'all draft me, I will go and teach football at high school before I play for your organization. I don't have a problem with that.
Oh,
Same
you mean
way,
like Eli Manning?
oh yeah, same
Like
way,
John Elway?
same way in college. How you gonna tell me, man? And this is why I think the NCAA is bullshit. How you gonna tell me as a freshman, I come in, right? I get recruited. Let's just say I get recruited by Jim Boeheim, Syracuse. He get me to come to Syracuse. I sign, do the hat shit, all that shit, right? I'm ready to go down there. Then Jim Boeheim say, you know what? I'm gonna go take the job at Duke because Krzyzewski's tired. I'm gonna take the job at Duke. But I'm stuck. You can move and go. That's
It's crazy.
bullshit.
It's crazy.
The player should have just as much right to say, you know what? I like, and even if you
He
get on,
ain't here.
yeah.
I signed to him.
Now, even if you get on some baby shit, like I don't like the minutes that I'm getting, I'm not getting no time. If you want to leave, maybe it's a penalty you got to sit for a year or something because you crying about minutes. That just means you ain't good enough to crack the starting lineup, or maybe the coach has something against you. But I just hated how players get locked out. The $40 million slave. It was
The book.
The book.
Yeah, good
I read
book,
that
man.
shit.
I tell everybody to go read it. It's a great book. But how they hold these players hostage and they bring the revenue. They the talent, not no fucking coach.
But then, hold on, because you hitting something. What us really talking about the indoctrination? Because we see the great speakers like a Stephen A. Smith, shout outs to Stephen A. and others who speak to the sports analytics piece of the sport, right?
Mhm.
I don't feel the fans support the individual player enough to give them the confidence that we riding with you. If fans stepped out there, for example, we got a modern day example, Colin Kaepernick. When he was kneeling and got blackballed, if more of us all said we not watching it, that would force something to happen. And right now, and maybe it's just my opinion, but I don't feel enough of us as sports fans really look at the business aspect, the collective bargaining aspect, the union power, as we see with the police unions and others. If the football players had the support of the fan that says we care about you as a person before we care about you as just Joe Schmo with 56 on your back, I think more people would be inclined to do what we would want to see them do, which is stand up for what's best for you, the individual. I mean, it's a big deal, guys, that we saw what happened with players like Le'Veon Bell. It was time for Le'Veon to check his bag, and the team flipped on him. It was like, yo, I can't believe he's not playing for us. But if he gets hurt,
But can I play devil?
ain't nobody giving up their salary to help Le'Veon Bell.
But for every Le'Veon Bell, you have Antonio Brown, who acted a total ass when he got his bag. And the team was like, yo, we done gave you money. You still fucking tripping. And I feel you 100%. Even with the Kaepernick thing, I'll go back to this. So let's just say everybody, all black folks, stop watching football. Are we doing it for the NFL to make changes, or for them to give Kaepernick his job back? What if the NFL said, okay, we're going to make all these changes? No, we're going to make all these changes. But that motherfucker not coming back here no more. Do we still boycott?
We still boycott.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, was the movement about Kaepernick, or it was about he was trying to do? Because I think those lines got blurred and got crossed a lot in running the thing. For me personally, it was about what he was trying to get done. And I think he knew that in the process of trying to get this done, I might not ever play football again, and I'm okay with that. So that means we as people had to be okay with that too.
And everybody got to be on the same page.
We got to be on the same
page.
page.
That's
gotta
what
be
I
on the
think is
same
big.
page.
I think at the end of the day, when you look at the history of like monopoly and bad work conditions and the birth of OSHA and all these different entities, if you are a picket line crosser, right? You cross the picket line. What happens to you when you cross the picket line?
You're scared.
Not only that,
fucked
they
up.
try to go upside your head.
Yeah.
Right? They go upside your head because you doing that weakens the mission.
Go
Right?
8 ball. Here
So
come 8
now,
ball.
if Colin Kaepernick had the support of the country behind him, that would only encourage others, one, to step out with him. But then two, it would also make the owners realize the players are the ones that generate the revenue for you.
Yeah,
But if nobody sides with the person who is stepping up for what they see to be right or wrong, and we all leave them out there to dry, it makes it easier to just move them out the way.
Right.
And that's why football, like right now, my son, Caleb is going into his sophomore year. He's already starting for varsity for the Pearland in Houston. And big shout outs to my big boy. He getting it in. And
Check my genes alert. Check my genes alert. Positive genes, African genes, strong black African genes. Alert, alert.
so I really believe that I would still rather him play baseball. I
Of
would rather him
course.
play golf.
The guaranteed
You know,
money.
And I would rather keep my son safe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
CTE
So
and all that stuff.
correct.
Yeah.
I just feel like being in football is like you really playing as a slave on the plantation. You just a rich one.
Bobby, I wanna ask you, because I'm the type of person, I hear everything you saying, but I always want to bring that other side, what they're gonna push back with, right? So the owners, let's be 100% honest. All these fucking football teams to them are toys. That's not old FedEx. Fucking Redskins don't make him as much money as FedEx. The only one that could probably is two teams in the league, and they're the two most powerful owners, Kraft and Jerry Jones, where their teams make is just as much or more for them than what they do.
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys worth $5 billion. It's America's team. That's probably more than what Jerry Jones makes on the oil side, but it ain't too much more. So what I'm saying is, when we do the thread about players walking out and shit, I kind of feel like the owners look and laugh and be like, walk out.
They don't give
Because
fuck.
we
They
not
better
worried.
hand
No,
them
no,
I
no,
fists.
hold on,
disagree
hold on.
with you
Wait,
on
wait,
that.
listen, hear me out. Because this is the mentality I think that they think. All of the who's a boy that played for Kansas City? The Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes.
The Drew Breeses, or just name the top black players, the Ezekiel Elliott's, all them of the world, they got solid money. They done got $65 million contracts and played through them already. We talking about them guys who the mid-level, the lower tier, like we talked about how the season stopped affected them. Them guys gonna struggle and suffer. And unless y'all at the top gonna pool y'all money,
And that has
help
to
keep
happen.
them, but are
it
they
ain't
gonna
happening.
do that? It
It
ain't
ain't
Well,
happening.
and
ain't
I'm not
happening.
disputing y'all, but I do
It
think
ain't happening.
there's a level of
You gonna tell me I can't buy a
information-
Lambo because I gotta help him pay his rent?
yes. If you benefit from what he's standing up for you for,
No.
because even though you have a lot of money from the sport, you're still in jeopardy of getting hurt.
But I'm telling you how
you're
to-
still in jeopardy of having your wealth at risk, no matter what. So if you don't change the overall
Courtney,
culture of the sport,
That sound
That's
good,
good,
but that
hell
same
no.
player thinking all that shit you said, he
Mhm.
thinking it's the same motherfucker that's gonna try to take my job.
Man,
if he could get it, if he the backup running back, he
Exactly.
trying to take my job. The team relies on me. I'm the leading touchdown scorer, so he got a job because of me. So when I sit down, he can go get him a few minutes and try to play. But other than that, if I want to play, he don't get shit. At the end of the day, I still think it's a dog-eat-dog world, and sometimes that keeps us from getting together. In a perfect world, it would be, man, Bobby, hey, I'm down, bro. I can't pay on this $150,000, condo I got. You need to move,
But
motherfucker.
shit,
Better go live
but
with your
Leon,
mama.
like even just think about from a player's perspective. I'm gonna put myself in the bag now. So my thing is player perspective, playing for the New Jersey Nets, and I went through 3 coaches, 2 GMs, and they sold the team in the same motherfucking season. So now think about it. When we talk about the various things of loyalty and how loyal are the owners to the players, they sold the team in the middle of the season. Now think about it. That was my contract year. So is that loyalty?
Because a new owner,
I
I don't know what you did.
I don't-
Russia do, right?
yeah,
I don't
exactly.
know. Jay-Z, do you know him?
No,
I don't.
we go over 82.
Snatova.
Yeah, that team.
What
So,
is his ranking on NBA 2K? This is how I
So
would pay.
now-
What is your ranking on NBA 2K? 75? No, I would not pay.
So listen, the crazy part about it is that this is why I really understand the business of sports. Is that one, veterans weren't playing. They weren't playing any veterans at the time. So now we had rookies like Chris Douglas Roberts, Terrence Williams, Courtney Lee. Like those were our core. Brooke Lopez. Those was our core guys that actually were drafted that year. And now they was like, well, we're going to go in a different direction. Different direction? I'm not hurt. Shit, I'm the highest paid player on the team. Y'all want me to give y'all 25 a night? I'm ready for it. But now you think about it, the perspective of it. So now it goes through media.
They call it rebuilding.
Rebuilding.
We're
It's called rebuilding. Yeah, they built up the whole new fucking.
Yeah.
They moved to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And built a whole new arena and everything. So that's the business side of it. Real quick, but we can most definitely talk about this at a later date. But I want to make sure that we constantly understand the fact that when players play, but overall you have to understand that everybody's situation is not going to be painted on the canvas.
That's facts. I mean, that's why I'm a firm believer. And maybe I'm jaded because I'm in that entrepreneurial world.
No,
in
you're
terms
100%
of,
right though.
You know, my focus and being business driven. But at the end of the day, in them mob movies, when somebody getting ready to whack somebody, what do they say?
They had to agree. You had to sit down with the council.
And they say it's not personal.
It's business.
It's just business.
Look,
and I look at that across the board.
But
I think when it comes to sports, it's not a love or like or dislike. It's my bottom line. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Correct.
Blake.
But now think about it. But that's the reason why they have a draft every year.
to keep the fresh
To
talent
keep the
coming
fresh
in.
talent coming in.
I love-
So if you can't stay at the top of the food chain when it comes to your sport, then somebody coming for that ass.
Listen, I love iHeartMedia. It's a great company. I've been with them for going on now 16 years.
Shout outs, iHeartRadio.
But I already know any day they could walk in and say, one or two things can happen. You know what? We flipping WGC out to a country station. We no longer need you. That's it. End of the money, everything else. Or they could come in and say, hey, we found a guy that'll do your job for 35 grand. And he doesn't have to be as funny as you, because in this internet world, we can create him to be funny. He'll do some things you don't. And it could be over, and I might not get another job because they might say, oh, you're too old for radio now. You're disconnected with the hip-hop thing. So, yeah, I agree with Bobby. You got to stay at a certain level. That's why I try hard to stay on point or whatever. But at the end of the day, you could do all of that.
You could do
And
everything.
they will walk in and say, we need to get this salary off the books.
And so for the main part of all that, and that season is when I opened my first business.
Because you know how you like,
I said,
"Hey,
oh, you know
gonna
what?
get
You did a magic.
This ain't,
You did a Magic Johnson.
I said, I got a lot of time on my hands. Let me see what else I can do.
Well, before we leave this segment, I just want to talk to you. Talked about replacing players. J.R. Smith looked like he's going to sign with the Lakers before they enter the bubble.
LeBron gonna let him back
And
after that bullshit.
and
Shoot the motherfucking
Avery,
ball.
right? And Avery Bradley
The fuck are you doing?
is not playing.
Oh.
So does that speak to that mindset of no loyalty to the player, that Avery decided it's not in the best interest of myself and my family, and they just said, no problem, we go get somebody else that's willing to take a chance on coronavirus?
My thing is, bro, I would sacrifice everything for my family.
Right.
I most definitely would. If I felt like if I was playing this day and age and the COVID pandemic and all this and guys want to play, and now that it's some guys that's probably contracted it that we really don't know.
And my man from Utah say he still has symptoms of it. That first kicked it off on everybody, touching all the mics. From
Gobert?
Utah,
Gobert, Rudy
He
Gobert.
said, I still got symptoms of it. So
Yeah,
Didn't
but
they
are
say
but-
16 people just tested positive out of the first round of NBA players that just got tested before playing
They
in,
gotta go
Florida?
to the but then again, you still around these guys at the practice facility because y'all have to have some practice time
to
because
get
just
right.
think about how long you guys have been out, and now to play at that level, if you're not right and ready, you're gonna
Shit
get a
gonna
lot
look
of
like
injuries.
pickup games.
Yeah,
in
it's
the
gonna be
red.
horrible.
Listen, but here's the only thing I think was unfair about your statement about the Lakers, right? And I'm not that I'm a Lakers fan or nothing, but I
No,
think
please
each case
speak
is
to
different. Avery's not going
yeah.
because he has a son that has respiratory illness. He said he
Mhm.
doesn't want to risk him to that. So now the Lakers are short a man. Like he was a starter. Like he
he
played heavy
started.
minutes. He played heavy minutes.
Good
He was a
point.
starting two guy. So you can't just leave that open. If he was the 13th or 14th man on
They
the
wouldn't
bench,
give a fuck.
they wouldn't give a
Give a
fuck.
fuck.
But I'm thinking of if it's somebody that matters. That's like if Kyrie Irving says he doesn't want to go. They
13.
might go to the scrap heap to find a point guard that could fill his minutes. Because you're talking about somebody that's
Or
giving
even if it's spot minutes though.
yeah, you're talking about a guy in Avery that was giving you 12, 15 minutes a game. You need that. You know what I'm saying? You need somebody. And JR could step in and play that if he focused and ain't off the Heno. Well, he say he don't even like Hennessy, but You know, when he not out beating up random white boys for messing with his car, he ready to play some basketball. You know he in shape because he chased the motherfucker down and
And he
beat
lumped
the
him up.
beat the
He
brakes
gave him
off
about a
his
good
ass.
minute and a
He
half
said,
of that love and
you broke
affection.
my goddamn Antifa on my Toyota. I think it was like a Toyota Cressida or something too. It wasn't even like.
Now he caught him at somebody else's
Oh,
car.
okay. I was
After
like,
he did his car disservice.
okay, man.
So he gave him about a minute and 30 seconds of that love.
So I'm with Kyrie Irving when he basically said, "Well, listen, man, you know what these teams doing for us. At the end of the day, they'll try to chop my salary, whatever. But then I think some players are saying, like, look, I don't have a problem with a player saying this might be my only chance to get a ring, and I want to play if I got a good shot. I don't have a problem with that because that's what you play for. Like my man Edward said, you play to win the game, and I don't care if it's a COVID shortened season, whatever.
The win
If
is a win.
a championship.
But see,
A
now
win
that's
is a
a
win.
You can
great
put
question.
COVID-19 on the side of my shit. I'm gonna show it to everybody.
So I mean, I'm gonna ask you this to that point real quick.
Bullshit.
Do you believe players play for the championship or do they play for the salary?
I play the game for championship, and I think
I got choked up.
no,
Play for championship.
Yeah, because he said
Yeah,
I played for
no, because
a
no, but you
championship,
think about it though.
but
I
I
wasn't
didn't get upset when Milwaukee
Man, listen.
gave me
no, because I had
that
a
chop.
trade kicker. I was good.
See?
Don't sit the way you want to sit me. I'm
Yeah.
good. Don't worry about it. But no, like I'm being passionate from a young kid's adolescent to having the opportunity to play at that elite level. Now you got to think about that's passion. You did this shit every day for your
It's
whole
your life.
entire life.
Yeah.
And now it's like if you win, and now that the success part of it is that's why guys love playing in front of fans because now they need those kickers, those little things that gets them going.
Mm-hmm. I think with any career, that's something you play to win. Like even in what you
Yeah.
guys do, far as in the real estate,
You play the
your
win.
goal may be to make $1 million, but your real goal may be I want to put myself in a position where I can help my people. That's your championship.
Oh, no
you understand
question.
what I'm saying?
No
so
question.
like far as for me, being a stand-up comic, my goal is I want to get in some movies, I want to write stuff, I want to do all that. And
I got my sack call, y'all.
it's been blessed that I've been able to be in a few movies. I've been able to be on TV. I've been able to do this and do that. But like I think for everybody, when you go into the league and stuff like that, yeah, your goal is probably to get out the hood, make a little money, but you want to be called a champion, even on every level, high school, whatever.
So now that I think about it, prime example, you did the intro. You said most improved.
Most improved.
So I went from not playing to getting the opportunity to play, to have that accolade, and it ain't no motherfucker asterisk about it.
That's it.
I did that.
Yeah.
So that's like my championship, regardless if I was just on bad teams throughout my career, but I had good teams, bad teams, and not only that, we didn't win a championship, but I'm a champion. I don't know
Right.
about
And
everybody
y'all-
else, but in my eyes,
Facts.
I made the top list. That list gonna keep going on and on and on for the rest of our lives.
So I'm not mad at a LeBron James who like, yeah, I want to play because this is a chance for me to go 4-7. You know what I'm saying? And get my name closer to the GOATs, to the Michael Jordans, to the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's, to
Yep.
the Wilt Chamberlains. You know, I win a championship. I don't care if it's COVID induced. Y'all still had to get out there and play. We
Facts.
still had to play. Everybody had a shot like I had.
Yep.
You know, did you put an asterisk next to the San Antonio Spurs, Chip, when they won in a
I never
short
heard
strike?
it.
Never. So, you know, Greg Popovich is considered one of the greatest coaches ever.
Without a doubt.
Tim Duncan, greatest power forward all, might be greatest power forward all time. So I don't have a problem with players saying I want to play because I have a chance to do something that not too many people have done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm not mad at that.
Now, 30 seconds. 30 seconds, we're going to blitz this. You know, I'm conspiracy minded, right? I'm the weird one out the bunch that feels like the man is always doing something behind the scenes, right? It's always something, right?
Them devils.
Sports coming back on TV with the push from Major League Baseball and NASCAR already, the UFC, everything is just about getting back on TV. Is this a distraction to take us away from not the Black Lives Matter piece, because y'all know my stance. Black Lives Matter, but when I'm not talking about the three women who founded the group and that type of thing. But is this getting us deterred from the social injustices with police brutality, blacks needing reparations, and we needing public policy changes? The sports coming back on the way it is right now, does that hurt keeping the focus on what we pushing to do?
I
30
think-
seconds.
I think so because now it's going to be spread throughout the media, and not only it's not going to be talked about as much as needed to be, and like you said, people forget, and then not only that, their voice is not going to be heard because they don't have the platform.
I think it's all about focus. I don't think it should be listen. I'm a Cubs fan, right? And I
And
waited.
we forgive you.
I waited a long time to see the Cubs get to the World Series. That night of that game.
You be waiting
That
a long
night of
time
that
again.
game. That night of that game. And this is a true story. Back me on this. Nicole Rogers went shopping at Victoria's Secrets in Frederickwood, Hollywood, and was trying to show me what she got. Right? And my wife ain't a bad looker. You know what I'm saying? We've been married for a long time. But I didn't give a fuck about what she had on because I was focused to see my baseball team who I've cheered for and been ridiculed about because I'm a South Side cheering for a North Side team that wasn't shit.
Yeah, you
Was
gotta get
about to
your
win a
priorities in order.
World Series. So focus is the key. If you focus, you know what I'm saying? You tell me Rihanna, my old lady, and Beyonce laying in bed and they say, I got 30 seconds to get there. Ain't shit y'all gonna talk about. Gonna stop me. Leon, I got something for you. No, you not what they got. I'll be back. I'm finna go get this. And even if what you got for me is gonna dissolve and dissipate, I'm a champion.
So then I would just simply say
champion.
30 seconds.
Focus.
I think it is a distraction. I think it not from and I love how you stated it, because there's the individual who's conscious and wants to see the mission of what our folks been through improve, right? But I do think from the media standpoint, having sports back on television will detract from the mainstream exposure of having the demonstrations and conversations like that coming up repeatedly, to which I think inherently put pressure on big business to really start doing the things like changing the brand names. And
So you're saying ESPN won't be showing the marches and all that, but you still got regular news. You still got CNN, you still got ABC, you still got Fox.
no, I agree
And
that
that
there's still
sports is
the
just a
news
segment.
time, but I think we would have to concede to the fact that even with sports not being on, you had more news coverage of the social injustice, where now there will be time allotted more to sports.
So let me play this caveat. Then how much of the onus falls on the players to keep the ball rolling? So when I watch the
They got a
NBA,
voice.
when I watch
They
the
got a
NBA
voice. They got
and,
a voice.
and the Lakers playing New Orleans Pelicans and Zion and LeBron got on I Can't Breathe shirts, and at the end of the game in their post interview they speak on Breonna Taylor. They got their hoods on. They speaking on Eric Garner. They
Exactly.
speaking on that. And in fact, to mention, I had a good game tonight. 32 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists, and they still speaking on it. Black Lives Matter. They keep it in your head. Like,
Exactly.
you know what I'm
And
saying?
that's why I was
So
talking
that's
about the
leveraging
platform.
their platform.
Absolutely.
Go ahead,
The platform. No, that's what I'm saying. You got to leverage your platform, and not only that, one being, as a prominent person, one who will always be in the media. Like you said, even if it's T-shirts walking into the game, if it's jackets, just whatever it is, get made. You know what I mean? Statements. Yeah, it's always has to be in your face.
Okay, so it sounds like we're in agreement. Players should play for themselves to make money. I'm all for that. And then leveraging the platform to continue the messaging
Correct.
around the social injustices piece. And
Unless
the platform.
Rihanna, Beyonce, and your old lady in the bed and they tell you to come on back. I'm going to miss that message. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You ain't got no
The
jacket
man
on.
got to me.
You ain't got
know
no
I-
jacket on?
I ain't no, I ain't got no shit. Butt naked. With some socks, ankle, no shows.
No show socks.
Yeah.
I love it. You know, what you're going to often get when you tune in to Suits and Sneakers from the block to the boardroom is the real. So episode 4, I want to again give big shout outs to Bobby for hosting us at Society 2201 West Walnut, Crave Food, Crazy, Taco Tuesday,
Yeah.
the crab boil on Thursday, and the brunch out of this world on
Sunday.
Sundays. Big shout outs to you. So Suits and Sneakers, we out of here.
Yo, I just want to say, if you don't listen to us or watch us, I hope your mother gets something where she has to use various creams to clear up.
We out
I
of
don't
here.
care how old she is.
Later.